The lead story today for Geek News Central. OpenAI unveils Operator, an AI agent in research preview for preview ChatGPT Pro users in the United States. This browser-based tool automates tasks like filling out forms, ordering groceries, and planning trips. By interacting with web interfaces, it combines GPT-4 vision and reasoning, can self-correct, and seeks users' approval for sensitive actions. Welcome to episode 1793, coming to you this Thursday, January 23rd. I'm your host, Todd Cochran, ready to deliver your tech news and information fix. A quick shout out to our incredible sponsor, GoDaddy. Score exclusive deals and discounts at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. And to all our fantastic listeners, you are the heartbeat of the show. If you want to support the GNC mission, head to geeknewscentral.com/insider and become a GNC insider. We are live and lit thanks to modern podcast apps. Don't just listen, experience the show live by grabbing a modern podcast app at podcastapps.com. You can interact in real time and take your podcasting experience to the next level. While you're at it, check out the full Geek News Central universe at geeknewscentral.com, where you can find all our partner shows, tons of content, and more tech goodness. Stay in loop. Follow or subscribe to your favorite podcast app. Follow or subscribe via your favorite podcast app and join the community. Don't forget to sign up for a newsletter for even more insider scoops. Have something to say? You can join the conversation at geeknews.chat. You can email me geeknews@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on X, and you can even catch me on Facebook. Of course, if you want to support the show, it's real easy to do, and you can do that supporting our sponsor, GoDaddy. GoDaddy's been with us close. Well, in July, it'll be 20 years. And if you're ready for some fantastic deals, get these exclusive savings right now at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy with utilizing our GoDaddy promo codes. These are straight from us, your home for all the latest tech news. So if you want to start a website, a podcast, something for Valentine's Day, whatever it may be, our codes make it easy and affordable. Grab GoDaddy's economy hosting for just $6.99 a month. That's a full year of hosting with a free domain name, professional email, and SSL certificate. Grab or click the promo code for WordPress. You get WordPress managed hosting for just $12.99 a month. It also includes a free domain, professional email, and an SSL certificate. Do you need a domain name? Get yours for only $11.99. And if you're testing the waters, try GoDaddy's website builder for free for just a month. Again, a free trial of GoDaddy website builder on the personal, business, or business plus plans. Geek News Central users, Geek News Central. I use all of the GoDaddy products and services, and your support keeps this podcast alive. Use our code, save money, and back this independent team of creators. Share my deals with your friends and family, because every time a code is used, it supports Geek News Central. Thank you for keeping us online and your ongoing support of GoDaddy. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hope everyone's doing well. Glad you're back with me. I tell you, I got done with the show on Monday, which was rough. And I'm looking at the camera, I'm looking at the screens, I'm like, oh my God. I was so out of focus, it wasn't even pretty. So if any of you joined us and watched the show on Monday and saw the blob, I do apologize. I really do. But tell you, I've been fighting this bug all week. The head cold is 90%, but I was coughing and hacking so much that now my back is just killing me. So just one thing leads to the other. And of course I was very, very close and on the sore throat range. And luckily I survived, and did not, hasn't gone full blown, inflamed throat. So I'm here, ready to knock a show out for you. And thank y'all for being online. we do want to talk about our insiders. We'll do that a little bit later in the show. And those of you that have been using modern podcast apps as well. But I tell you, once in a while, we get lucky here. And the lead story tonight is directly from Geek News Central, and it's a story about OpenAI and what they're doing here. OpenAI's released this research preview of an AI agent called Operator. Now, it's going to cost you, if you have to be on their pro plan, at $200 a month. But it's one of the first agents, and it combines GPT-4 vision capabilities with advanced reasoning to be able to interact with websites. So, this very, very soon is going to get to the point where I can probably give it a bunch of sources and it'll go out and help build a show. I don't want to, I'm not going to, Kirk is still safe, but at some point I could see where if I trained it well enough, it could do some of those functions. Time will tell on where all this is leading. I know that this week I've been reviewing some scripts that we've been writing for some YouTube videos we're going to create. And I've been very, very careful to make sure the team hand wrote the scripts because I want to make sure it's natural. It's not using those kicker phrases. And it's a big job. It's a big job writing scripts. And I can see where someone would want to cheat a little bit. But I made it so straightforward with the team. I said, hey, we can't do that because people will smell the AI in the air. Obviously we're going to have a team member that is going to be recording it. So it's, we're going to have a human in the loop, but I still didn't want the script to be done by AI. And but I tell you, I use AI in a lot of other things. That is for sure. And now that I've kind of built my doppelganger and fed it, years of my writings and different stuff like that, it's pretty good. It gets pretty close to hitting the mark. It really, really does. So I think that it's going to be much harder going forward to see what's real and what isn't. So you can always guarantee that this show will be hosted by a human, and with all my inconsistencies and everything else that goes along. Wouldn't it be boring to listen to a show where the person's perfect every time? Wouldn't that get old pretty fast? I just think it would. And there goes my nose. And where did I put my Kleenex? Of course, I have a couple left here. I took it to the other room. That's what I did. So you guys saw me. If you guys were watching the show the other night, my nose was just running like crazy. I've been pretty good all day. I don't know why I just decided to start now. I guess because I'm talking a lot. Hey, let's move on to the next story. Comcast has a new $70 streaming bundle, has live sports, news, and Peacock. But it's only available for certain customers. Now, why are they doing this? Launching Thursday, company's offering Xfinity Sports and News. Again, a package that will include more than 50 channels and ad-supported Peacock Premium subscription. Viewers can watch NFL, MLB, NHL, MLB, and college games, along with TV shows. So, I am not. Again, take the sports out. I don't care. I don't need any sports channels. I know some of you do. But for me, it's almost like you can't escape any of these bundles without getting, hit up for sports. By the way, are any of you watching the Dune series? I think it's on Max. And have you guys, any of you watched that? Not bad. Not bad at all, ladies and gentlemen. Google and Samsung are collaborating to bring spatial audio experience for more users. They're working in an open source spatial audio format. And I keep hearing about spatial audio, where it surrounds you. Do you really want my voice to surround you? I'm already in your head as if you're listening to this show on earbuds. So I just can't imagine being around you. But consumers' audio listening experience has come a long way. And of course, they are seeing a gradual shift from stereo sound experience to spatial audio. So I guess it's almost like the days of, I've told you guys about this before, and I barely can remember it now. It's about a box I had that would turn AM into FM, and it would super heterodyne, and it was wild. It was just some scam. Someone had put a box together, and I don't know how much money I spent on it, but it really didn't. I think it just split two. It split two mono channels, and I don't think it did any. I don't think there was any offset or anything like that. But yeah, that was back in the, probably the 70s. Yes, I'm dating myself. SpaceX scrapped a flight as a plane entered the launch space seconds before liftoff. It was skirting the edge. Apparently, it was a Delta Airlines flight on the way to Honolulu, and they didn't make quick enough of a left-hand turn coming out of LAX. So the FAA said, "Hey, you guys are going to be prime zone to see the launch." And yeah, apparently it was too close. And with 11 seconds to go, they scrapped the launch. So maybe SpaceX ought to be doing a little more coordination as well. Hey, there's an article over on Digital Trends talking about T-Mobile. As a matter of fact, T-Mobile had me do a very weird survey the other day. And it was basically, it was kind of, and I took it just because I wanted to see what they're going to ask, but it was, who do you know has, what service in America has satellite, has a satellite carrier? Of course, I know T-Mobile's got this thing going on with SpaceX. I know that's coming, but it looked to me like it was a survey meant to inform people that soon T-Mobile will be able to be satellite connected. But one carrier, T-Mobile, has outperformed others over the past 6 months, according to data collected by Speedtest. The report, which covers data collected between July and December, has found that T-Mobile, the third largest carrier, has emerged as a clear leader in overall performance. T-Mobile provides media downspeeds 120% faster than its closest competitor, AT&T. Verizon, largest carrier by subscribers count, ranked third. These speeds are enough for Ookla, Ookla, to include T-Mobile offers the best mobile gaming experience. I don't do any mobile gaming, so this really doesn't help me at all. This should not be a surprise at all, but exclusive from Reuters. ByteDance plans a $20 billion data center in 2025, mostly being spent on AI. So they're going to do this in capital expenditures. The privately held tech giant, which is, got about 70 days left here in the United States before a deal has to be done. But they're going to jump into AI even deeper, although they're saying they have some stuff out now that will compete with OpenAI. That's what everyone says. Meanwhile, Perplexity launches an assistant for Android. So if you have an Android device and you are a Perplexity fan, you can get this assistant. It's an agent of sorts called Perplexity Assistant. It uses reasoning, search, and apps to help with daily tasks. It's available on Android devices. And the company says it's like hailing a ride or searching for a song, because the search engine is very, very powerful. So I do have an Android device, so I will definitely, and I have a subscription to Perplexity, so I will definitely be checking this out. If you're a WordPress user, beware, there's a popular theme plugin. They have some security risks out there. Patch Stack found 2 bugs in a WordPress theme. The bugs were addressed in the latest version, but users are advised to disable the product to limit new account creation from Inspiry Themes. So if you have an Inspiry, INSPIRY theme, be careful. So citing data patch that says Real Home was purchased. Oh, so it's a plugin also called Real Homes. So Inspiry Themes has not responded. What else is going on here? Okay, the theme and plugin in question are called Real Homes and Easy Real Estate by Inspiry Themes. Real estate and easy real estate. Both flaws allows malicious actors to elevate their privileges to admin. It's been installed 32,000 times, and but the developer has not responded at all. So it's in the wild and not been fixed. So make sure you shut those two off. If you have something that sounds like that, do the investigation here. Come over to the website and grab the link. Faster brain aging has been tied to an X chromosome inherited from your mother. Are they referring to humans? It says female mammals typically carry 2 chromosomes, one from each parent. A new study suggests that the maternal X is linked to faster brain aging. Okay, they said mammals. The chromosome passed from mom to offspring may accelerate brain aging. The researcher highlights a potential fundamental difference in how males and females' brains age. The research was conducted in mice, but if findings translate to humans, they could point to sex-specific drivers of cognitive decline and eventually ways to prevent or treat them. So far, the male mice basically go brain dead sooner. I think a lot of women would agree. Most of us are pretty brain dead already. Anyway, what say you? Hey, I want to thank our insiders for sure. Curtis Parrish for his $5 Ohana donation. Daniel Lamux for his $10 Warrior donation. Christian Petrie for his $3 sustaining donation. Mike Dell World Studio $2 for his sustaining donation. Gary Ebels for his $10 per month Warrior donation. SJC Media LLC for his $10.80 monthly Warrior donation, and James Fletcher for his $2 sustaining donation. Thank you very much for your ongoing support of the show and by being an insider. I do notice that we have not had any new boost recently, but we do have people streaming the show with live sat. So Pessmerk, thank you for your ongoing support and streaming the show live. I definitely appreciate it. Go down here a little bit further and see here. Adam was watching the new media show. Pessmerk again, Geek News Central. So again, for those of you, and I know cost of Satoshis have went up, but thank you so much for your ongoing live support of the show. And for those of you that are not participating yet in the Value for Value model, I'm hoping that I am providing enough value for you to provide value back through time, talent, or treasure. We love your treasure, but we also love your time and talent if you contribute it and help with the show. Very scary thing for someone that had a gaming mouse. A gaming mouse had went up in flames, nearly caused an apartment fire. Anyone that sees this mouse that's just basically melted would absolutely freak out. You would never think that connected to a USB port would go that crazy. It's a Gigabit M6880X gaming mouse. And the user who went by the username Loma Lynn shared images showing the melted mouse, burn marks on the desk, and destroyed mouse pad. They recounted discovering the device burning with large flames, which then quickly extinguished. So probably what happened was that this got hot enough, and this is a mouse that's over a decade old. So it's pretty So they're not a spring chicken in the mouse arena. And probably once the plastic got going, it went going. But no mention on what happened with the computer that it was hooked to. A government is demanding answers from Apple over iOS 18 performance problems. Now, we know that there were some performance problems when iOS 18 initially came out. And today, Apple has received a stern notice from India's consumer watchdog over the performance issues by iPhone users after installing update. Is not quite the same as Apple deliberately slowing down old phones, because iOS 18 woes also affect the latest iPhone models. The notice was issued by the Central Consumer Protection Authority, a regulatory agency that oversees consumer grievances and violations of their rights, while also conducting investigation and issuing orders related to recalls. So that was the situation, and Apple will have to to respond to that. What's next in my stack here? A record number of ransomware attacks in December. NCC Group on Wednesday published its Cyber Threat Intelligence Report for December 2024 and pointed out the number of ransomware attacks seen at the end of the year is the highest of any month since it started tracking the activity. The cybersecurity ransomware attacks in December was 574, with a threat group called FunkSec accounting for more than 100 attacks, or 18% of the total. And the group, whose members are likely inexperienced hackers, appear to be involved in both hacktivism and cybercrime. So anyway, it's ongoing. Not surprising whatsoever that these ongoing attacks happen. There's a very weird article on Digital Trends, and it's talking about touchscreens may hide secrets about how we make decisions. And when I saw this, I was like, well, are they looking at our fingerprints on a closed device? No. It has nothing to do with that. According to a research team at the University of Alberta, in the future, the movements that we make on our phones could be tracked to inform doctors about injury recovery. The paper states that decisions require actions that have an effect on the world. Measures derived from movements such as using a mouse to control a cursor on a screen provide a powerful and dynamic indices or indicators of decision making. Goes on to say that touchscreens provide more informative results for understanding indecision compared to computers. We can actually understand a lot of what's going on in someone's head by carefully measuring what's going on outside their head. Craig Chapman, an associate professor who worked on the research, told Sci.org participants used an Android smartphone or tablet and completed time tasks which involved making decisions, tapping and swiping to complete tasks centered around what the research calls research decisions, where a choice of options were presented in different areas of the screen. We think touch devices are perhaps even better for revealing movement signatures of decision making, because you have to move and interact in a more realistic way. So very, very interesting. Now, I could see where this might be used for another reason. Let's say that you are on workman's comp, and they're trying to figure out if you're actually getting up, moving around, doing the things that you're supposed to do, or not supposed to be doing. And could they use the data from your phone to correlate that to your workman's comp? As an example, you're not supposed to be painting the house, but yet the phone detects movements. It's up and down. It might be as an indication that you're healthier than you say you are. So, interesting. According to Finance at Yahoo, CEOs have a new skill to learn: managing AI employees. Agentic AI, which is the new buzzword this year, which makes decisions without human input, is a hot topic, and AI agents promise tangible benefits, but raise questions such as whether they should get KPIs. Business leaders now have to work out how to manage autonomous bots alongside human employees. We're using AI to get faster and leaner. But what happens when AI is just not your tool, but your colleague or employee? So that's something to think about. Lattice CEO Sarah Franklin spent a lot of time thinking about this. Her company, which builds HR software, announced last year that it was going to treat AI workers like humans by giving them official records and even putting them through onboarding like a real human. That actually humans weren't keen on the idea, and she hit pause after backlash. Now, why would you onboard them like a real human? You just dump. All you got to do is say, here's the 52 documents in our training manual and our company policy document that you have to live by, except you get to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The working hours for you are different. Right now, all our interfaces with AI is through a keyboard. We're actually acting AI or through an API. We're asking the AI to do things for us. But when you set it out to do a task, when you say, okay, I want you to look at this every 3 hours, or better yet, tie it to a sales system. Every time a new sales comes in, ring that up, put a report, tell me where that came from, what they signed up for, what the show of the name is. We can build personas. It's going to be pretty amazing to better serve our customers. And this can happen in real time as they're coming in. And we can point them in the right direction to have a better onboarding. This is what agentic AI is going to bring for all of us. So these are going to be great tools, maybe a little bit scary tools, that's for sure. They would assume, if someone was coming in and creating a show today called Geek News Central, well, you would automatically assume that person just a little more technical than the average Joe. So maybe you throw some more advanced options at that individual during the onboarding. Whereas someone that's doing a podcast about, I don't know, whatever topic, you can set the experience level to that level. So a business owner, church, news organization, culture show, entertainment, all could have a different onboarding path. Pretty exciting to think what the future would hold. Of course, the president was with the Stargate group. Sam Altman, Satya Nadella. Oh, actually, he wasn't there. It was the Oracle guy and the guy from SoftBank were all at the White House pledging $500 billion. Elon says, hey, they don't have the 500. They don't actually have the money. And the initial pledges by Stargate partners were about $100 billion, part of which is being invested in a data center in Abilene, Texas. But Musk pulled cold water and claims, saying SoftBank is under $10 billion secured. I have that in good authority. Later post a reply criticizing Altman, says Musk said Sam is a swindler. So they all went back and forth. And we don't know how much money all of them have anyway. But, $500 billion sounds like a good number, right? Sounds like a great number to invest in AI. Absolutely. NASA's going to fly rockets into Aurora Borealis to find out what causes their unique moments. Of course, Aurora Borealis is the northern lights. So that is the plan. They're going to shoot rockets, fly rockets into it. They're going to do that in Alaska to attempt to better understand the Aurora Borealis, or AKA the northern lights. So isn't it all about magnetics and particles in the air? I guess that's what they got to find out, huh? So this is a little bit of a weird one. And I think we've kind of covered this topic. And by the way, wait, I'm going to show you guys this website, those of you that are watching. This is the Daily Mail. Look at all the ads on this. Myers, The Rookie, what else? Something Internet, Some pop up down here in the corner. Frontier. There's two services competing against each other, and the ability to actually even change the ads. It's nuts what they've got going on this page. But the title of this post is "Visitor from Outer Space May Have Warped the Solar System." Well, scientists have suggested for a while that something caused Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune to have a little bit different orbit. They said that prevailing solar system formation theories indicate planets should have at least started out following perfectly circular and share the same orbit. Well, they run this through a computer, and they say a mysterious object, a visitor, was about how big? It was huge. It flew as close as 1.69 astronomical units from the sun, and that its diameter would have had to have been like massive. Does it say? They don't say what size. All it had to be is pretty big. And it's an object 8 times more massive than Jupiter. That's pretty big. Just kind of floating through, or speeding through, whatever may happen. So that's how big the object would have had to have been. So not a rookie in the planet category at all. Record-shattering 20,000-mile-per-hour winds have detected on a wild alien planet. Yes, winds circling a gas giant more than 500 light years away have been detected flowing at supersonic speeds approaching 33,000 kilometers or 20,000 miles per hour, making them the fastest air currents on any known planet. Yeah, I think those are not going to be good landing conditions. And I don't think there's going to be very much on the surface of that planet at all. So they looked at the spectrum of light to determine that. Meanwhile, Hubble has discovered a mysterious star in the Milky Way dubbed the Blue Lurker. Hubble has uncovered a star. Of course, Hubble, look what it's keep on doing. It's out there. It keeps discovering great science. Dubbed the Blue Lurker, this mysterious object spins faster than it should, and no one knows why. So, anyway, this is a star that's in our Milky Way. So not too far out, but they don't know. They don't understand why the star's spinning the way it should. Everyone is freaking out. And, of course, there's all kinds of examples going on over the net right now. Everyone's freaking out about Elon Musk and some gesture he made that some people are saying it looked like he made the Nazi salute. But yet you go through and there's dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of pictures of all kinds of political people doing the same kind of motion that he does. But some people on Reddit got so upset, more than 100 Reddit communities have banned users from posting links to X. Critics, including some historians, said it was a Nazi salute. Mr. Musk is dismissed at saying comparisons with Hitler's were tired and dirty tricks. So X is not commented, but Reddit stressed there's no site-wide ban on X links. But yet some Reddit channels are saying don't link to X. Okay. Don't raise your hand in the wrong way, ladies and gentlemen. Be careful out there. If you want to know what's going to be new on Netflix, we have the link in the show notes tonight. So everything new in February is on the website. LinkedIn, of course, just like everyone else, is facing lawsuits over accusations that private messages have been used to train AI. Lawsuit is seeking $1,000 per user, among other fees. And the Microsoft-owned job site is basically looked to position itself as a standard social media platform. I tell you, it's got as much spam as any platform out there. It just drives me crazy. Every once in a while, a good contact comes through, but you got to filter through all the other junk. But so there's another lawsuit running. A Tesla charger exploit has earned a hacker $129,000 at Pawn to Own. Pod to Own. A total of $335,000 paid out on the second day of the event, with the $382,750 award on the first day, bringing the total to $718,250. Oh, $335 was paid on the second day. On the second day's total, $129,500 was earned for exploits targeting Tesla's wall connector charger. A whole bunch of people went after Tesla chargers. There was about $300,000 given out for that. At Honda Own Automotive 2025, I guess it was the automotive stuff was the target this year. At last year's event, participants earned $1.3 million for exploits, again targeting Tesla's EV chargers and infotainment systems. So plenty of bugs abound. How many of you'd like to have a robot? I'd like to have a robot that would just, if nothing else, pick up after me. I make myself a sandwich. It would put the lunch meat back in the refrigerator, put the mayonnaise, and put the lettuce away. Just something that would just clean up after me. That would be a perfect robot to have. Nothing more than maybe make the bed. That would be kind of cool, right? Or change the sheets when it detected it needed to be changed. I bet you the robot would change them a lot oftener than we all do. But there was a good article, good story from Dr. Doom Robini, who says humanoid robots may up an economy. And I think this is true, especially on the business side. Evolution of humanoid robots that essentially follow individual workers on the factory floor on a construction site, even a chef in a restaurant or housekeeper. I don't think that's terrifying, to be honest with you. I don't know how the robot's going to get up my stairs, though. I guess we'll have to carry them up. But the humanoid robot market could reach $7 trillion by 2050. Be honest with me. If you had a robot that could be your house cleaner, would you have one? I don't know how one would get around here without tripping, because to be honest with you, I got stuff packed in so tight now. Adding the studio and then kind of readjusting everything. Everything kind of got cramped. I'd probably come back and the studio would be in shambles because the robot would probably fall and smash its face and break everything in between. So there would have to be some serious exclusion zones, maybe even exclusion zones around the liquor cabinet, right? You don't want the robot drinking your liquor, or mistaking it for cleaning materials or something. Time will tell what's going to happen with this, but I think it'll be cool. I guess ChatGPT went offline for a little while and people were freaked out. Down Detector showed more than 10,000 people report the AI chatbot, which was made by OpenAI, was not working in the UK on today. Oh, it's Thursday. OpenAI said a status page it was implemented fix at 15:09 GMT. So no comment on the outage, but when you're doing this leading technology, it's likely going to happen. They opened up a new API today, a new model. We are talking about it. So next week, I'm excited to be able to be implementing some of that on some of the stuff we're doing at Blueberry. Power School. How many of you have heard about this? If you have children in school, maybe you know about this. Power School hack keeps getting worse. 62 million students now thought to be affected. More than 9 million teachers are also affected. Victims are looking in the United States, Canada, and elsewhere. So apparently the hackers stole 62,488,000 records of all kinds of personal information. So your kid's Social Security and all that stuff that normally you don't want leaked out has been put in these hackers' hands. The Wall Street Journal, which I don't have the ability to read very many articles a month, but I'm able to have this one, goes back and talks about the OpenAI Stargate deal and about a shift away from Microsoft, which is very interesting. Now, Microsoft said they were investing some money, but I don't know how much. But Microsoft's absence from the OpenAI Stargate announcement follows months of tension between the companies and signals a new era in which the longtime partners will be less reliant on each other. Again, Sam Altman, Oracle's Larry Ellison, SoftBank's Masayoshi Son, and President Trump discuss how AI could create jobs and even cure cancer. And I believe that. I think the medical field is very open here. But this is a good, I guess, my 1 or 2 reads a month I get for the Wall Street Journal. If you can't load it, I apologize. But they're just wondering if Microsoft is, my God, Bloomberg. I have to click 3 things before, okay, what do I have to do? Continue reading with the options below or pay with a credit card. What are the options below? I don't want to sign in. I don't want to create an account. I'm already allowing ads on your site. Oh, it just refreshed. Oh, I don't get to see everything. Read this article. I still don't want to register. TikTok weighs non-sale options, which is interesting. So this is the first time they've said that they may base everything here in the United States, which would get around the law. This is the issue. All the American database stuff would be in America on American servers. There's more to it, obviously, but they're considering that. And I guess they've got about 70. Today is what? Today's Thursday, so they have 71 days left. Well, there's a good Wired article about Subaru security flaw exposed its systems for tracking millions of cars. Now fixed web bugs allowed hackers to remotely unlock and start millions of Subarus. More disturbingly, they could also access at least of the year's car location history, and Subaru employees still can. Wow. So again, I've read my complimentary article over on Wired. You own a Subaru? What do you think about that? And here it is. TikTok owner ByteDance DeepSeek lead Chinese push in AI reasoning. So again, they released an update to its flagship AI model challenging Microsoft-backed OpenAI. They say this is Dubadoo 1.5 Pro, and it claims it outperforms OpenAI's O1 in Anime, a benchmark test that measures how well AI models respond to complex instructions. I would hope not, to be honest with you. So we'll see what more is talked about this. So this is going to bring me to the end. Geeknews@gmail.com, geeknews@gmail.com. Before you run off, consider becoming a subscriber if you're not already at geeknewscentral.com. Consider becoming an insider at geeknewscentral.com/insider. It's been my pleasure to bring you the podcast here as we walk our way to 1800. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And again, no plans to go anywhere anytime soon. So we'll get past 1800 and then consider some potentially more travel. But put this one in the bag. And I want to thank you all for being here. And I'll be back with you on Monday night for another edition of the Geek Central Podcast. Everyone take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.